What's going on, guys? It's Adonis. Now, we all know that Frieza is a problem, but in this video, we're going to talk about some of the things we saw in this previous episode that's really telling on what Frieza's new main goal is in the Tournament of Power and why it is a major problem if this actually comes to fruition. So, let's get into it. Now, if you guys are fans of Dragon Ball Super, make sure you hit that subscribe button and you have notifications turned on so you don't miss any future content. Now, before we get into what we just saw in this previous episode regarding Frieza, let's go back to when he first got recruited on Universe 7. Now, if you don't remember, Sidra and Katella kind of colluded with each other to send assassins to Universe 7 to take out Goku, or to at least keep them there, keep them occupied to miss the cutoff time for the Tournament of Power. And during this time, Frieza went on an onslaught, completely wrecked all of the assassins, not to mention when the leader, quote unquote, of the assassins threw Sidra's destruction energy at Frieza, obviously connected with Frieza, and Frieza essentially condensed that energy and took control over it. We then started to see how, one, powerful Frieza actually was, but two, right after that, when you heard Frieza talking to Sidra, saying, hey, you know, you could bring me over to your universe, we can make this happen. And obviously, Beer shows up, he shuts that transmission down, and the rest is history. And also right after that, Beerus pops up behind him, obviously, and says, you know, you weren't talking to him in the universe, were you? And Frieza, right then and there, was like, so this is an opportunity to pit the gods against each other. So Frieza is trying to find a way to one-up these gods because Frieza, one, does not like being ruled, two, wants to be the most powerful being in existence, period, and three, has the most potential. I'm gonna say it again, the most potential out of any of these fighters on Universe 7 to do so. So right now we're going to talk about what happened in 118, so this theory makes more sense. Now, right after Goku eliminates Universe 2, does the Kamehameha, blows out the black hole, Frieza's standing there observing, and he says, oh, we didn't get to see that Ultra thing this time. So he's observing what's causing Goku to become, you know, that ascended level, that Ultra Instinct form, for that to take place. He's basically observing, almost using Goku as a guinea pig. And then immediately right after, Whis is basically saying that, you know, exposure to these types of things, these levels of limit breaking for Goku, is essentially now raising the bar on what level he has to push past for him to, quote unquote, break his shell again. Now, the reason why these two statements are so important are basically painting the picture on what Ultra Instinct, or how powerful or how hard it is to attain that form. The big thing about this still, though, is right when it happened the first time, Frieza was obviously hearing what was going on when Beerus said Ultra Instinct and all the gods freaked out. He was the one that gave Goku the power and told him what the form actually was. And then every time that it happened, he was there observing. Now, if you take into the account that Frieza is the most gifted fighter here, this is actually something that is pretty troubling for the entire tournament, or potentially a future arc. Now, let me get into this really quick because I know some of you are saying, how is Frieza the most gifted fighter? I'll explain. Now, when Frieza fought Goku on Namek, Frieza was wrecking Goku, like completely destroying this guy until Goku turned Super Saiyan. Now, keep in mind, Goku has been training his entire life up to that point. So when he became Super Saiyan, he had that extra 50 times multiplier. Frieza, on the other hand, never trained a day in his life. He was just that powerful. Now, when he got resurrected in either the Resurrection F movie or the arc of Dragon Ball Super that it basically rehashed, there was obviously a massive time span between when Goku and Trunks fought him to then, and acquired new forms, new fighting styles, things like that, new skill sets, new abilities. Frieza catches up in 3 to 6 months. Now, keep in mind, Frieza was weaker than Trunks when Trunks came to Earth to, you know, meet Goku essentially. And Goku was stronger than Trunks at that time as well. And you're talking about 3 to 6 months of training, and he went from that level, okay, so pre-Android Saga level, to Super Saiyan Blue level, obviously stronger than Super Saiyan Blue level at the beginning of the Resurrection F arc. And you're telling me he's not the most gifted fighter? Like, I'm telling you guys, like, he has the biggest power jump of any character. Any. Like, no character, even Hyperbolic Time Chamber, has jumped that much at all in this entire series. 3 to 6 months, guys. I'm not saying that a character couldn't spend that time in the time chamber and not have that kind of gains, but he wasn't in a chamber. He was isolated in training. That was it. And this dude got that much stronger in that period of time. And then tack on the fact that he gets killed by Goku. He's in his cocoon and is mental training now to perfect his golden form. He's not even physically moving. He's trapped in a cocoon and he's mental training. And by the time he gets out of that, out of the cocoon and fights the assassins, Goku is freaking out. Like, the look on Goku's face, like, oh shit, this is a problem. Now, we know Goku at the time and still right now is more powerful. However, Frieza is extremely intelligent, on top of the fact of having the most growth potential out of any character in Universe 7 right now. So how does this tie into what we've seen in the Tournament of Power thus far, tied in with his potential? Well, his goal right now is to, one, become the ruler of all. He wants to take over what Zeno has. He wants to be his replacement. It seems like he said that a couple of times, not to mention when the whole Ultra Instinct thing came around, he was extremely excited about how the gods were all like freaking out. He was like, oh, okay, like that's something I need to acquire. That was a look on his face. So right now he's utilizing Goku as a guinea pig. He's seeing what's pushing him to get to that level, what happens. He's observing. He's not even fighting. He's just watching because he's like, okay, what makes him go there? And then this time he sees him, does the Kamehameha, blows to that whole thing. Is like, oh, he didn't turn that time. Okay, no big deal as long as he wins. He's trying to learn how he's doing it, just like Vegeta is. However, guys, Frieza is on another level of growth. His trajectory of growth is completely different from any Saiyan that we've ever seen. And they've been painting this entire arc, something that Frieza is trying to plan. We don't know what it is, but this seems like it's the closest thing that he could actually grasp that could allow him to be a threat to the gods, or at least be something that they're going to fear, or something that Universe 7 can't combat, like they can't fight against him. If he achieves an Ultra Instinct form, and this is obviously hypothetically stating, if Goku is at the moment in Ultra Instinct on the level of Beerus, we're just hypothetically right now, we don't have any feats to prove this because we haven't seen Beerus at full power. But if we're hypothetically stating that Goku is stronger in Ultra Instinct than Beerus, if Golden Frieza has the ability to push past and go into Ultra Instinct, there is a massive problem there. And Frieza has the ability to understand himself well enough, especially after his siloed mental training when he was dead. Now, do I think that if he does win the Tournament of Power, will he have the ability to make a wish to become, the Omni King, quote unquote? I doubt that, because you have to speak the language of the gods for the super dragon to actually grant your wish. So I doubt that any person is going to allow that to happen. I don't think that that's going to be the case. However, I think that he will wish to be brought back to life, and I don't think that Beerus will have the power to destroy him. We saw previously when Cedra's energy hit Golden Frieza, he could take it and could condense it. And I think that's because once you're at a certain level of power, if you've exceeded that particular God of Destruction's ability, I don't think his destruction power can work on you. And obviously that's just a theory, but what do you guys think about Frieza in Ultra Instinct? And do you think that that is now his main goal and why he keeps observing Goku so much in this tournament? Why he's utilizing him to obviously, one, beat the opponents that he can't beat, but two, acquire some kind of skill that's going to allow him to combat gods if necessary. I want to know your guys' thoughts on that in the comment section down below. And if you guys aren't subscribed to the channel, make sure you guys are subscribed, have that notification bell turned on so you don't miss any future content. If you guys like the video, hit that thumbs up button, show your boy some love, and if you want to check out my last video, the link will be right here to the side. All right, guys, till next time. See you later.